is his little lab. He goes in all day, every day if y'all see it. How long you been doing graffiti?
About 30 years.
30 years? Y'all hear that? All y'all newcomers? You see the detail in all this graffiti? Come on. It's crazy. He goes in. Tell him who you've been working with lately.
Right now I'm in New York. I'll be here another week. I've been here 7 months. I've been doing collaborations with LA2, Keith Haring's old partner. I've been doing stuff with Burner from LBC, STEM, YNN, Raz, NTA, Tattoo, X-Men. I also got put down with a couple of crews since I've been here. As you can see, it's IBM, MI, YNN, X-Men, and NTA.
That old playoff magic is back in the Bronx.
What got you into graffiti?
Basically, back in the 80s, everybody was into it, and it was just a culture. We started the whole hip hop movement, and aside from breakdancing and boogieing and DJing, graffiti was the other medium, and this is the one I stuck with.
How you get the character idea? I like the characters.
Well, the characters are originally, I gotta give big ups to those from TC5, which is the Godfather characters, Dante, TC5, and Polk, IBM. They actually the originators of these characters. They're called Mugs, and I've had them from the very beginning, and I'm 42 years old now, and I'm still doing them.
You love your job. That's what it is. Explain the concept of graffiti. Like, what people should know about graffiti.
Well, basically, the real graph is all about going to the train, rocking your pieces, and doing your thing. Unfortunately, trains died out here in New York back in late 80s, early 90s. So we had to find another medium. We started doing canvases and walls. Right now, walls are very scarce in New York City because the mayor doesn't want anything done on walls anymore. So we're going back to canvas. Every person you come across is not a graffiti artist just because they take a spray can or take a marker to it. You have to have skills and you have to rep it correctly, and if you don't, you're really not a graffiti artist.
What is a graffiti artist? Some people don't know what a graffiti artist is.
Well, graffiti artist is a dude that, or chick, because there's some fly-ass chicks out there right now. It's a person that goes out there and puts in that work, does drawings like what I'm doing right now. I'm self-taught, never been to a class in my life. I've been doing jackets, shirts, sneakers, anything you get on, you write on. And you have to have a passion for it. Like I said, I'm 42 years old, I'm still doing this. There's what I do, there's what I live off. And basically, that's what a graffiti artist is. You have to eat, sleep, and shit this.
That gentleman right there with the red collar is John.
You had any critical times doing graffiti? Because I know, like, people go hard doing graffiti.
Well, yeah, I've not, to be honest with you, I've only been caught once while I've been doing this in 30 years, back in 1982. Basically, I got a slap on the wrist. Unfortunately, it's not like that anymore. Right now, I just finished going to a show on Saturday in Hell's Kitchen for my man Raz One. I actually bumped into Ovi. And for people that don't know who Ovi is the first graffiti writer in the history of New York City to ever be convicted for doing graffiti. And he actually did go to jail, ended up doing a stint in shock for 6 months and just got home. My love to you, Ovi. But he is the first graffiti artist that went to jail, and right now, if you do this illegally, you will be going to prison. They're not taking any shorts in New York.
Yeah, I heard about the little police squad they got. For the
Vandal Squad, they've been around since my time, but like I said, the mayor right now is not having it. He's really putting people in jail for it. And I just want to tell these young cats, it is not worth it to do it illegally and get caught out there. Put it on canvas, sell your work, do jackets, do sneakers. There's a lot of corporations and companies that want to use your stuff. There's a lot of walls that you can still probably do legally if you go about the right way of doing it.
What do you tell the next up and coming like graffiti artists? Like, do you get knowledge from somebody else, or did you start on your own?
Basically, everything is an influence and everyone's an influence to me. Very short and brief, my man Doves, TT5 FC. I know him since he was Yee-High. I saw him first drawing little stickmen and little characters. Right now, Doves is one of the most premier artists in New York City, Miami, and abroad. He is one of the best. I give him mad props. And I even learned off of him, and he's only 23, 24 years old now. Like I said, I'm 42, and the kid is doing his thing.
What's the difference between paint and spray paint? Like, I see a lot of artists, they have kids, and I see some people with paints and rollers. I don't like...
Well, there's a lot of stuff called street art, and people in the last couple of years they've been getting confused. Street art and graffiti is two different things. You know, the street art, you can use wheat paste, you use regular paint brushes, stuff like that. If you turn around right here, the only medium we use as graffiti artists is basically spray paint. All day spray paint. You know, we got our tools of the trade. We got markers here. As you can see, we got markers here. Got them all over the place. Got designers, ADs, everything. And, you know, this is what we use. When you use a paintbrush, the only thing you should be using a paintbrush is to whitewash a wall. We don't use that to do anything else.
Show us a little bit of your work.
Basically, there's another one. That's a collaboration between me and LA Rock, LA2 from TNS. Something I did maybe a couple of months when I got here. I got some huge, where we at right here? I got some huge canvases, like I've done some pop art, which is a takeoff of Keith Haring and LA2. See if we can get this open here.
You got the diagram there. I got to play in Yankee Stadium in any sport. It's just going to be a tremendous experience.
Now, John actually believes he still has some eligibility left. I think he'd like to win the ball game. You guys have any takers?
There's just some other stuff I'm working on, some pop art.
Yeah, we don't have any linebackers.
And I've been working on skateboards.
You can run as far as you want to run.
1-2 is outside.
Dan and I had the honor of throwing out the first pitch today, and we asked specifically if we could use a football.
Another thing I'll show you guys is that, aside from that, we also still doing black books. A black book is basically the Bible of a graffiti writer. Your black book's only as good as the people you have in it and yourself. As I said before, Doves is, to me, one of the best graffiti artists in New York City right now. Aside from Doves, another person I regard highly is the leader of my crew, which is STEM. YNN. He's from Brooklyn. I think he is a great illustrator. He's a great graffiti artist. And he's up there. Him and Doves are running New York right now. I also have a piece here with the original Nick 1 from the Aerosol Kings.
This as a facility that will be used a lot in the winter. Rutgers is also going to take part.
Earlier this year when we started,
That's Burner from LBC.
all the things that New York offers to both of us in terms of the atmosphere, the environment, the climate. And as I said earlier, what we hope to do is to
Then you have
culture here, just like we have with the tournament.
You have a half a page here by yours truly, H2O.
New York is our home, and we've been made to feel that way by the people at the garden. Now we've been made to feel that way.
And just take you guys back in history, just so you know what's really good. The original Stay High 149, Wayne, graffiti writer that started in 1969 on the trains. He's the oldest graffiti writer I have in my book. I also have Cope. I also have Lava 1-2 from the Black Spades. And as I told you before, you're only as good as who you got in your book. That's how good your book is, and that's why I consider this the Bible of graffiti right here.
Mouthoff TV with H2O signing off with a spray can.
All right, peace.